According to Pavlo Kyrylenko, the head of Donetsk region military administration, the Russian military destroyed 2 schools in Kramatorsk and Kostiantynivka over a day. On the same night, the Russian army shelled an industrial part of Kramatorsk, namely Staro-Kramatorsky machine building plant and Novokramatorsk machine building plant. The Russians inflicted significant damage on Bakhmut. They shelled its central part once again, Mr. Kyrylenko stressed. He added that a Russian missile hit the ground of a detached house in Toretsk, but it did not detonate. According to him, the Russian military fired cluster munitions at Ivanivka, Cherkasy territorial community, which damaged a detached house. In the morning of July the 21st, the Russian army shelled Kharkiv from artillery. Suspilne correspondents report blasts were heard at about 9:30 in Kyivsky, Saltovsky and Nemyshlansky districts. Witnesses tell about fires. For 2 days in a row, the enemy hits public transport stops, city mayor Igor Terehov posted on Telegram. According to him, the Russians hit a medical facility. Early estimates suggest that the Russians shelled Kharkiv from Uragan rocket launchers with cluster munitions, reported Sergei Bolvinov, chief of the detective department in Kharkiv Region Police. According to Kharkiv Region Military Administration, as at 12, the shelling left 2 persons dead and 21 people wounded, including 1 child. 4 wounded people are in critical condition. Around 1:30 on July the 20th, the Russian army fired artillery at Zolochiv and Derhachivska villages in Zolochivska community. The repeated shelling of Derhachivska took place on the afternoon of July the 20th. Viktor Kovalenko, the head of the community, told Suspilne that as a consequence of Zolochiv shelling, a 47-year-old woman was wounded. She was hospitalized. In the afternoon, a 68-year-old man was killed and a woman aged 72 was wounded in her leg. On the night of July the 20th, the Russian army hit Derhachivska from rocket artillery. A woman and 2 men were wounded. They were taken to hospital, said Vyacheslav Zadorenko, the head of Derhachivska territorial community. 3 persons, 2 men aged 56 and 31, and a woman aged 56, suffered injuries of various degrees and were rushed to hospital, he reported. The shelling resulted in destruction of several detached houses and damage of civil infrastructure facilities and electricity network, Mr. Zadorenko said. On July the 21st, the regional administration of the State Emergency Service of Kharkiv region reported that a household building in the private sector of the Malynivka community of the Kryvyi Rih district caught fire as a result of Russian shelling. In just a day, rescuers extinguished 8 fires after the shelling of the Russian army. Private courtyard buildings, wheat fields, grass and a garbage dump were on fire, the rescuers said in a statement. On July the 20th, the State Emergency Service of the region on the Facebook page reported that 50 hectares of fields burned down due to shelling by the Russian military in Kryvyi Rih district. Artillery fired at the fields of Zolochivska Hromada. The fire engulfed 3 fields at once. Shells flew over the farmland with wheat and rapeseed. Firefighters extinguished the fire. In the Kherson region, over 230 hectares of wheat in the Bereslavsky and Henichesky districts and about 10 hectares of forest near the town of Oleshki were burned in a few days due to shelling by the Russian military. The police opened criminal proceedings. The Russian military is purposefully destroying the crop, specifically not allowing rescuers or local residents to put out fires, the police of the Kherson region said in a statement. On July the 20th, 4 communities of the Sumy region were shelled by the Russian military. The head of the regional military administration, Dmytro Zhevitsky, said in the evening of July the 20th. At 10 a.m., the Russians fired 2 bursts of 4 shots from a grenade launcher at the Shaligin community. After 11 a.m., more than 30 explosions were fired from Grad. The premises of Shaliginsk forestry were damaged. 2 service cars were burned. 1 local resident was injured by a fragment of ammunition. The man is currently in the hospital. In the morning, Esman community was shelled with barrel artillery. 12 explosions. At noon, 3 were still 14, previously from self-propelled artillery. At 12:30 p.m., mortar shelling of the Bilopila community began. Closer to 2 p.m., there were 8 more mortar hits. Near 9 p.m., 10 rockets hit. At the same time, there was shelling from Grad on the territory of the community. In the evening, the Russians opened fire on Novoslobidska Hromada from multiple rocket launchers. 10 explosions. On the night of July the 21st, explosions were heard in Mykolaiv during an air raid alert. Vitaly Kim, the head of the Mykolaiv region military administration, announced in the Telegram channel that the Russian military fired 7 S-300 missiles at the city. According to preliminary information, it is known that the infrastructure facility, gas station, gas pipeline and warehouse were hit. The rescue services extinguished all the fires that arose as a result of the shelling. As of 8 a.m., there is known about 1 victim. The information has been clarified. Vitaly Kim, the head of the Mykolaiv region military administration, reported that in addition, on the night of July the 21st, the Russian military fired 2 rockets at one of the Mykolaiv humanitarian aid warehouses. This is the village of Novodanylivka. This village is shelled by the occupiers every day. This is the ground zero. The first checkpoint of the Russian occupiers is 3 kilometers away. More than 800 people lived in the village before the war. Now there are less than 200 left. "40% of the houses were destroyed as a result of daily shelling by the Russian military. The occupiers fire heavy artillery and use prohibited phosphorus shells in Novodanylivka." Phosphorus. Novodanylivka is bombarded with this substance every day. This type of projectile hit this house. The building burned to the ground. Valentina's family lives in the neighboring yard. The woman says that no matter how difficult it is, they will not leave their native home. "We will wait until victory. We will win, and that's it. And we don't want to go anywhere." And this is Serhiy's house. He lives here with his 73-year-old mother. He says that he hides the products brought by the volunteers in pits so that they do not spoil, as well as in case enemies enter the village. "My mother is alone. She lives in an old house. This house is probably 200 years old. She patched it up all her life, and they made such a mess. She's 73 years old. I will not leave her. Where to go? Everything is broken." And this destroyed building is the local cultural center. A rocket hit here 3 weeks ago. In 2017, the roof was completely covered. The windows were replaced, as they say, in order. We are grateful to liberators for what they did. Now I don't even know where to start and how to roll up my sleeves. The village prospered so much. Windows were installed in the school and the village council, roofs were covered, the cultural center was restored to normal condition. There are no shops in the village, the head of the village says. They survive thanks to the help of volunteers, charity funds and their own farm. Bread and pastries were brought to the village today. We have a list of how many people are left, and we will share it equally. Now people need water, bread and the diesel the most. We find water and bread. Almost every day we go to all the villages that are at the ground zero.